Vivaldi Radio wrapping up the Texas 12-pack where we count down the top 12 Texas country songs of the week every week, as reported by the Texas Regional Radio Report. You heard it there at number 1 this week, Asphalt and Concrete by the lovely Bree Bagwell. So there you go. Must be like her 6th or 7th number 1 at this point. I lost count. But another phenomenal female Texas country artist with me on the phone, checking in. I'm thinking probably from the Waco area, the lovely and super talented Holly Tucker.
Hi.
How you doing?
I've been good. I've been really good. Just trying to gear up for a good 2020.
Yeah, so you've got a hot single kind of still climbing up the charts here in Texas. It's called Take Me Fishin', and it's just a really cool song, right?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely, your fun kind of cutesy love song, and it actually came from a Granger Smith quote, an Earl Dibbles Jr. quote that he put on Twitter one day. He inspired me, talking about how women aren't really all that complicated, and it don't take much to make them happy. All you got to do is call them beautiful and take them fishing.
Wow,
and
that's great.
I was like, well, that makes a great country song right there.
Hey, now, has that story gotten back around to him yet?
You know, I don't know. I think it has, because I know one of his steel players that he uses on tour, but he's so big now that I don't know if I'm not up there enough to get Granger's attention.
I think you might be. Well, very cool. Of course, great new single out there right now. Now, and here's something I only learned about you recently. You were a contestant on The Voice, were you not?
Yeah, that's right. Back in 2013, I was top 6 on Team Blake Shelton.
Wow, man. So I'm sure you're sick of people asking you about it, but go ahead and give us the rundown of that experience, because I'm sure there's a lot of talented people out there that just kind of want to know how that whole thing, that machine works.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't mind talking about it. It was a great experience for me, and it definitely gave me the platform that I needed to push my music out there. And, it's hard to believe that it was almost 7 years ago. I mean, March 25th was the premiere date of my season, so that's coming up, and that'll be 7 years ago. But yeah, it was an amazing experience for me. I started out a really shy 19-year-old, and I went and auditioned, and I auditioned a cattle call audition just like everybody else, and I got up there, and I got a 4-chair turn from all the coaches, and I picked Blake as my coach on season 4, and he took me all the way to the top 6 that season. So it was a really, really good learning experience for me, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Now, who were the other coaches that season, and why did you pick Blake?
It was Blake, Adam, Usher, and Shakira, and I had a really hard time choosing which coach I wanted to go with, because they were all so convincing, and they had really good ideas for if I was to pick them on their team. And but I just ultimately, I wanted people to know that I was a country artist,
right,
and have no doubt in their mind. And I thought that by picking Blake, that would definitely solidify me in their minds as a country artist. And I think I was right about that.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Now, you brought up Shakira. Big Super Bowl Sunday. Did you see the halftime show? What'd you think about Shakira?
I sure did. I saw that halftime show. My goodness, they are some hot 50 and 40-year-olds. Yeah. Like, I want to look like that when I'm 40.
Yeah, it was a fun show. I think, these days, you got, everybody's going to say, oh, yeah, well, they're, it's not suitable for kids and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? If you know anything about those two ladies, you knew exactly what you were going to get into as far as that live performance goes. But, hey, being from Southwest Texas, I was just kind of cool to see some Latinas up there represented, and then Demi Lovato, so it was, I think it was a pretty cool show. And, did you ever get to talk to Shakira at any point when you were on The Voice, or mingle with any of those other guys besides Blake?
Yeah, I definitely did get to talk to the other coaches, and Shakira was so sweet. First of all, she's super short, so she's like 4'11", with no shoes on, and so even with heels, she's still shorter than you, and she was a new mom at the time. Like, she had just had her first baby, and so she was very nurturing to all of the contestants, and just very sweet and motherly, and she was a really, really cool person. So I'm sure that I would have had a good time on her team as well.
Well, again, we're talking to Holly Tucker here. She's got a new single out on Texas Country Radio, and it's just a great tune. Was a contestant on The Voice. You made it up to, what, 6th place, you said? Which is great exposure. Yes. Cool. And now you're kind of doing your own thing as an independent artist. Now, I mentioned this earlier, you're kind of based out of the Waco area. Is that still true?
Yeah, that's true. I still live here, and it's perfect.
So we're born and raised in the area. Go ahead and give us your background, and go ahead and, I guess, include your musical upbringing while you're at it.
Yeah, so my hometown has always been Waco, and I grew up here, and my parents were both singers and musicians as well, and they met through music, and they had a band back in their college days, and then they decided to settle down and have a family, and me and my 2 older brothers would always watch them on stage and performing and singing at churches and events and stuff like that. And so for me, that made me want to be like Mom and Dad. And so I got up on stage at a very early age when I was 7 years old and at my home church in Waco. And from that moment, I just knew that I wanted to be a singer, and I found my way to country music early on as well. And I grew up in the era of the 90s. So there were all those big power females in the 90s, you know, your Martina McBride and Faith Hill and Sarah Evans and Terry Clark and all these awesome females. So they just made me believe that I could do it too one day. And that's kind of where my passion started. So I'm 27 now and doing my own thing out there here in Texas, and it's a fun ride for sure.
So as far as, like, because you mentioned you do your own songwriting too, I'm sure you collaborate as well. What's that songwriting process like, and where did you learn how to, play and write? Was that your parents?
No, actually, I didn't start writing until I was about 15, because I didn't start playing guitar until I was about 15. So the learning how to play guitar and songwriting went hand in hand for me. I don't know, something about picking up that guitar just made the words flow out of me a little better. I don't know, but that's kind of how it worked for me. And so I was just writing on my own for a few years, and then I started collaborating with other songwriters and other artists. I think when I was about 18, I started co-writing, and it happens all sorts of ways. I usually just get inspired by the stuff that's around me, and whatever I'm going through at the moment, I'm trying to always find my next creative venture, my next topic of conversation in my song.
Well, now, for those of us who don't maybe have your records yet or haven't downloaded your stuff, what have you got out there in the ether, whether it's on a CD or, just on Spotify? What kind of music can we find on you?
Yeah, so I have my first independent release was an album called Steel, and I had 3 Texas singles off of that album, and they were all top 30 songs on the Texas chart. And so I've had some really good sweet support here in Texas with my first album, and my second album just came out back in August, and I have had 2 singles go into the top 20 on the chart, and from this last album, and then Take Me Fishin' is working its way up now as well. So this will be my 6th single to Texas radio for Take Me Fishin'.
Well, right on. Well, you got some great stuff, and I really love your sound. I mean, you got a sweet but serious kind of thing going on. As far as seeing your live show, what's that like? Do you have a working band? Do you kind of get hired guns? Is it just you and a guitar?
I try to make myself as flexible as possible and give my fans like a lot of different experiences with my music. And so I have an acoustic setup where it's just me and my guitar, and then I have another setup where I bring a guitar guy along with me, and then I have a small broken down band, which is me and a cajon and another guitar, maybe a keyboard sometimes, and then I have my big full band that has all of those pieces plus full drum kit and fiddle as well. So I try to come at my music from all angles, acoustic and full band, and just let people experience the music in all different ways.
Now, you're in the North Texas area-ish, and we're down here in Southwest Texas. If somebody here in Uvalde County is looking to see Holly Tucker in concert, do you ever make it out to San Antonio, or whereabouts in these parts are you most likely to be?
Yeah, I definitely come play in San Antonio, and I play even further south, in South Padre and Corpus Christi sometimes.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean those kind of southern areas I'm always in, and it's usually different places though. I don't know if I've been to the same place twice yet.
Okay.
But I've played the San Antonio Rodeo, and I've played some other cool festivals down there in that area. So just keep a watch on my my website and my Facebook page, and I'll be letting y'all know next time I come that way.
All right, so I guess that's at hollytucker.com, and of course Holly Tucker on Facebook, I'm thinking.
That's right.
Well, right on. Well, it's been really cool talking to you, getting to know you. Like I said, I've been, hearing your songs for the last, couple of years and really enjoying what you do. So it's really nice to kind of hear your voice and kind of get to know you here on the air like this. What's in the future? What are you striving for? What's the plans long term?
The album that I have out now, it's called You're Gonna Know My Name, and it's actually part 1 of You're Gonna Know My Name. So my current plans are to put the part 2 of that album out either late this year or early 2021, and finish that project up. And I'm going to be starting a tour with it here probably in the next few months with the You're Gonna Know My Name album. So that's the current plans, just to keep that music out there and keep building my fan base and keep meeting people and getting in front of every crowd that I can. And that's kind of my goal right now, is just to get out there as much as possible.
On a personal note, because this is coming up, are you going to be over at the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards?
I will be there. I'd love to take your hand.
Yeah, I'll be there too. So yeah, we'll be doing interviews. So I will make sure and keep an eye out for you, and we'll get you on the radio back on that thing too. So that was a great time. How many of those award shows have you been to?
Oh man, well, for the TCMA Awards, I've been to the last 4, I think, wow. And I have won the Female Vocalist of the Year the last 3 years there. And then for the TRRR, I've only gone to that once last year when I was nominated. So it's going to be fun getting to go back, and I loved it. I mean, it was a really great event, not just for the artists, but for fans too. I mean, everybody is welcome.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic time. So I will definitely see you there, and we'll shake hands and get you some airtime on there as well too. Well, it's really, again, like I said, it's been really cool talking to you. I'm excited about your new record, and again, Take Me Fishin' still climbing up the charts. So hopefully we'll have you in the top 10 very, very soon, at least the top 20. So let's go ahead and get the song on the radio. Anything else you want to get out there before we wrap it up?
You know what? I'm so thankful that you had me on today. Thank you so much. I hope that everybody loves this song, and I love playing it out live, so I can't wait to hear what people think. Well,
right on. Again, we've had Holly Tucker here. Her new single here is called Take Me Fishin', and it's going to wrap up the Texas 12-pack right here on Uvalde Radio. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Try, act like I'm so complicated, and I'm always changing my mind. You're looking so lost, boy, like you need a road map. Well, I'm about to help a brother out. Call me beautiful and open my door and rock me to a George Strait song out on the dance floor. If you wanna reel me in, make my head spin, here's a secret, hope you listen. Call me beautiful, take me fishing. It might sound kinda simple, but boy, you'd be surprised what you can do to a country girl's heart with a tackle box and a blue sky. Turn a good day into a long night, that's right. Call me beautiful, open my door and rock me to a George Strait song out on the dance floor. If you wanna reel me in, make my head spin, here's a secret, hope you listen. Call me beautiful, take me fishing. help a brother out. Call me beautiful and open my door. Rock me to a George Strait song.